How's it going, gang? It's the final render here, and welcome to another episode of Fallout 76 camp building. And in today's video, we're going to be tackling a build in one of the coolest locations inside Fallout 76 currently, and we have a very cool theme with this build as well. As I'm sure some of you may be aware, we are very close to the end of Wild Appalachia, which is the first season of DLC for this game. It's going to be very cool to see what they reveal at E3 for Fallout 76, but until then, we're going to be making a build that is inspired by another Bethesda game. I've recently been playing loads and loads of Rage 2, and it's got lots of bright neon colours and it's all about raiders and guns and it's awesome. So in this video, we're going to be making a raider base with a little bit of neon glow. Let's go. So starting with our location for this build, we have come to the exterior of Vault 51. I'm pretty sure many of you are already aware of Vault 51, but it's actually an unmarked vault in the game. It is right at the very north of the map in the forest area, and currently this is locked off for future DLC, the same as the other vaults. But a cool thing about this location is that since the DLC isn't properly planned out or integrated into the game, this is currently a buildable area. Once the DLC is out for people to actually use and we find out what's going on inside Vault 51, then I guarantee this will be a no-build area. But until then, we are going to simulate what would it look like if raiders tried to blockade and besiege a vault. Let's go. So starting with placing down our camp unit, we're actually able to get quite a large portion of this area within our building radius, and we're going to have a lot of fun. Now, my idea originally was to build a giant blockade, so therefore the raiders could just literally lock the vault settlers inside. So I started to build these kind of security towers with a roof over the top, and it's a very cool idea. It actually came together very well. It did take quite a few attempts to actually get this right in order to get the length correct, but we were eventually able to get it to work. So we have these big kind of defensive posts here. And then maybe, you know, we could have little windows with machine gun turrets and stuff. But unfortunately, budget was a bit of an issue with this build. So we couldn't really have all machine gun turrets and stuff attached to these walls, which is a shame. So instead, we're literally just going to cover the entrance with machine guns and other defenses, including these horrific skull totems which have been added to the game in the Atom Shop. These things are lovely. And I tell you what though, guys, Bethesda, please add more raider decks to the camp system. I will buy them. Just add them and I will get them. Trust me, it'll be great. And that is the end of our little blockade for now. And now we're going to move on to a raider bar. Obviously, raiders, they love to get drink, they love to party, they love to have a good time. So we're going to have to build ourselves a little bar here. And the bar itself, I want to kind of integrate this 18-wheeler, you know, this trailer into it, to maybe make it look like this trailer is supporting the building in some way. I also want this build to look a little bit more scrappy. I don't want it to be too perfect, you know. When it's too perfect, it doesn't really feel raidery. So on that note, we're going to use some of the metal walls, which have lots of holes in them, to look a bit decrepit. And I'm also going to add myself a system of ceilings in here. This is purely just to make it easier to attach lights, and it does make it look nicer. But I really could have done something else with these. You know, I had perfect ceilings. Why didn't I have broken ceilings? That would have been much better. And then, of course, after that, we need to go and plop a roof on the top in order to make the building look a bit more like a building. And here we go with the place done. This is our fantastic little raider build right here with the Goon Squad lettering on the outside. Something which I really love about all the buildings in this is that it all actually blends in with the environment quite well. Often, whenever you have a camp inside 76, it just looks like a building in the middle of a bit of empty space. But since this place actually integrates other things in the environment into it, such as the bar has got the truck underneath it, we've actually got the security areas around the vault door, it actually looks like it's quite well integrated into the environment, and that is what I really like. And now to actually decorate the inside of our bar, as I said, I've been playing a lot of Rage, so I definitely want to have some purple or pink lights in here, just to kind of give it a little bit of crazy. If any of you guys haven't played Rage 2, the kind of Goon Squad in Rage 2, the Raiders, they're very similar to the Pack in Fallout 4. Lots of vibrant colours, lots of wackiness, and they look great. And here's a technique I've been doing recently. In order to decorate stuff quite effectively behind furniture, say if you're putting stuff onto a wall, it's often a good idea to remove the wall, put your wall decorations onto it somewhere else, and then put your wall back in. That way you're actually able to line up all of your wall decorations perfectly without moving your furniture all the time. It's far easier to remove the wall than it is to remove all the furniture, so just pull the wall out, put your decorations on, then put it back. It's great. And here I am, glitching a terminal into a little desk. There's still no desks in the game, which allow us to just put a regular terminal on. We have to use the old kind of standing up terminal, which has got its own table. But with that connected, we are able to change the colors of all of our cycling lights, and it looks great. And of course this is a bar, so we need to get some seating in here. We are going to be using the fancy bar set which you can get in the Atom store. It's probably the easiest way to make a bar. It's not perfect for raiders of course, but it still looks like a very respectable bar. And here's another good tip. If you want to go and put one of these defensive barriers inside, but you see it's kind of glitching through the floor, pop a rug underneath there. Just put one of the grey rugs underneath there, and then you've actually got a couple pixels of height onto the barrier there, so you don't get that horrible glitching effect when it's not sure which texture to render. And here's another cool tip. You can actually glitch your Wendigo head slightly into a Yagwai taxidermy. So it looks like you've got a Yagwai with horns. It looks really, really cool. It looks very raidery. I really like that. And to top it off, to make a really cool decoration for the top, I was able to make a laser tripwire system with some flamethrowers on the roof, so that when people go to enter the bar, flames start shooting out of the top. As I said, that's very Rage 2. That's very cool, and I think it's a really cool feature. And here we are with our bar fully built. This is a really cool location actually, because it's not too big, it's very small, and it definitely feels raidery. It's very dark, it's very decrepit, it's very nasty. And as I said, I wanted to go for a little bit of Rage 2, so we've got lots of neons and lots of bright lights. But if I was doing a more typical Fallout raider, then I would probably want chains from the ceiling, gore bags and stuff like that. But unfortunately, those aren't in the game right now, but we can kind of emulate a Rage 2 style of raider. And also, we don't even have the actual decorations to do raiders properly in Fallout 76 right now. Hopefully we get some more raider and even just faction-based decorations coming soon. But besides that, this place feels very cool, very wacky, and acts as a very nice bar. It still feels like a raider place after all. Next up, we are going to be adding a little campsite area, but this isn't so much going to be for sleeping, this is going to be for all of our workshop stuff. We're going to have all of our crafting benches in here, so you know, this is where the raiders can make all of their drugs, they can make all their weapons, they can make explosives and all that kind of stuff. All the things raiders love to do, you know, they like to make fireworks and throw them everywhere, you know what I'm saying? So they need a place to go ahead and do that. We're also going to have a big campfire here as well, so they can sit around, maybe when they're on guard duty. I imagine they would have raiders kind of patrolling this area as well, so that just kind of keep it like a little hideout at the same time, you know. They need to have people around, and they need a place to come back to after they've just hit some farm or something, and this is where they'll stay. We also got to make sure we get all the brewing stuff in there as well, all the stuff that raiders would typically like. And here we are with our little campsite fully done. Just this corner of the actual base would be a very respectable camp for any player right here. The only thing it's missing is a bed, but it's got everything else. It's got all the workbenches, it's got shelter, it's got storage, and it's got lots of pretty decorations, including neon lights and twinkling lights, and it just looks very, very cool. It definitely feels like something that can be packed down very quickly, kind of like a MASH unit or something, and typically, like, Roman raiders would definitely need to be mobile, because if something happens and they had to move on, or they had to go to a place which had more profitable raiding opportunities, they need to pack down their base pretty quickly. And here we are with the place fully done. I actually did lose a bit of footage of this, unfortunately, so you don't see me decorating all these signs on the outside, but we have loads of signs and bones on the exterior to keep anyone away. If you see this place, you know it's a bad place to go. You do not want to go in here unless you're looking for a fight. But this is the place fully done. It's a lovely location. I'm really happy with this build. It's got everything a raider needs with all the actual assets we have got right now, at least anyway. I would love to definitely give it much more defenses with turrets and stuff like that. And I would also love to have much more nasty raider decorations. Right now we really don't have much in terms of decorations for the raider stuff. But we do have some nice things which are little nods to the area, such as we've got water purifiers and generators which are Vault Tech themed. Maybe they were left outside by the Vault Dwellers, you know? Just one of the shipments which didn't make it into the doors in time for when the bombs dropped. So they've actually got some Vault Tech stuff. And since I wasn't able to put turrets everywhere on the exterior of the door, it's just going to be a place where raiders can watch it and keep an eye on it, so as soon as Vault people open that door, they can charge in and loot the place. We do also have some regular machine gun turrets in there as well, so the raiders are just staking this place out. As soon as that door opens, they are going to be in there. And of course, they need to have time while they're waiting around. It's a siege after all, isn't it? Sieges take months or even in this case, years. And we definitely need to have some places to relax. And this bar is very cool. It's got a special emergency access point to access one of the defense ramparts. So if they get under attack while they're having a drink, they can quickly get outside and start shooting at whatever enemy. And they've also got all the stuff you need to have fun in the bar, such as the pool table and also the nice VIP lounge, probably where like the head raider boss would chill for the day. He'd never move on this place, you know, he sits down at the start of the day and then he pretty much stands up only at the end of the day. And then of course we also have another defensive rampart on the top, again accessible by the bar, so therefore raiders can start fighting anyone who comes near. And something which I also really like about this place is that it also functions as a very good camp home as well. You can definitely use everything in here to play the game. The only problem with it though, of course, is that it's at Vault 51. So it is miles and miles away from anywhere else. It's not a very good spot to have a camp in terms of fast travel efficiency, but it's a very cool design and I absolutely adore this build. So thank you very much for watching this video, people. This has been a really cool Raider build, kind of inspired by Rage 2. I hope you enjoy it. I'm sure many of you guys may be aware that I actually was doing a kind of Pioneer Scout Camp build in the Toxic Valley. I actually axed that build. I wasn't happy with it. It felt like a very boring build and I wasn't happy with it. But thank you very much for watching this video. I'm sure you guys will understand that I want to make the best content, not just content that is just my immediate reaction. If it feels wrong, then it's probably not going to be a very good video either. And of course, remember to check out all the cool Patreon people in the description below and scroll across the bottom of the screen now. It helps support the channel with their financial donations. You, of course, can also do the same. The exact same for the YouTube members who have already scrolled by. They get early access to videos, they get special emotes in the live streams we do, and we all have a very good time. So until then, I've been the final render and you've been the audience. Until next time, farewell.